Hello NCAC sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in the NCAC. I'm your host, Brett Billhart. On this week's show, we'll celebrate the achievements of those spring sports student athletes who were named NCAC Athletes of the Week in their respective sports for the week ending on Sunday, March the 31st. Let's open this week's show on the diamond and recognize our Player and Pitcher of the Week recipients for both baseball and softball. In baseball, the Player of the Week award went to Oberlin Jr. third baseman Jeff Schweihofer, who put up eye-popping numbers for the Yeomen over their final 6 games in Tucson, Arizona. Schweihofer, who resides in Farmington, Connecticut, collected 17 hits in 22 at-bats during the 6-game stretch for a .773 batting average. He also added 3 doubles, 1 triple, 8 runs scored, and 11 RBI. Schweihofer has now hit safely in all 12 games for the Yeomen this season and leads the team in nearly every offensive category with a .614 batting average on 27 hits, which included 4 doubles. He also has 18 RBI, 14 runs scored, and an .818 slugging percentage. And the weekly baseball pitching award went to Wabash senior Ross Hendrickson, who continued his comeback from Tommy John surgery on Sunday with a stellar performance in the Little Giants' 14-4 victory over Wittenberg. Hendrickson, a native of Brownsburg, Indiana, and a graduate of Cardinal Ritter High School, struck out 9 Wittenberg hitters and allowed just 4 hits and 4 earned runs over 8 innings of work. After he set the final Tiger down on strikes in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Hendrickson went on to retire the next 15 batters in a row to help Wabash cruise to the NCAC West Division win. With weather wreaking havoc on the NCAC baseball schedule over the weekend, the Wabash and Wittenberg doubleheader on Sunday were the only league games to be played. Numerous teams had scheduled makeup dates for the postponed divisional games throughout the week, while the regularly scheduled divisional series for this weekend are set to go off as scheduled. In softball action, the Player of the Week award went to Ohio Wesleyan sophomore outfielder Sarah Flint, who played a vital role in leading the Battling Bishops to their first wins over Muskingum since the 1984 season. Flint, a native of Westerville, Ohio, and a graduate of St. Francis de Sales High School, tied the school record with 3 doubles in leading OU to a 3-1 victory in Game 1. She belted RBI doubles in the 1st and 3rd innings to stake OU to a 2-0 lead, and then tied the school record in the 6th inning with her 3rd 2-bagger of the day. In addition, Flint also shined in the pitching circle in the nightcap for OU as she earned the win after scattering 5 hits, striking out 2, and surrendering just 1 unearned run in 6 innings of work. And in the pitching circle last week, DePaul Jr. Kayla Nolan earned the weekly award after posting a 3-1 record for the Tigers. Nolan, who resides in West Chicago, Illinois, was awarded the win in DPU's 4-1 victory over number 23 Wash U on March 26th. She then earned both victories in the Tigers' NCAC sweep over Kenyon on Sunday. In 32 total innings of work on the week, Nolan held opponents to a .224 batting average, set 21 batters down on strikes, and allowed just 9 runs for a 1.97 earned run average. She also earned the save in DePaul's 5-2 win over Illinois College on March 28th. And like baseball, Mother Nature had her way with the NCAC softball schedule over the weekend, as only 1 of the 4 scheduled doubleheaders were played. Although makeup dates have been set throughout the week for the postponed games, regularly scheduled NCAC contests will resume on Saturday with 4 doubleheaders on the slate. And NCAC Diamond sports fans, be sure to check the baseball and softball pages on the league website throughout the spring for the most current schedule updates. And now let's head over to the courts and celebrate the accomplishments of the NCAC men's and women's tennis Player of the Week selections. The men's award went to DePaul senior Ben Kopecky, who combined for an overall record of 11-1 on the Tigers' spring break training trip last week. Kopecky, who is a resident of Rochester, Minnesota, posted a 6-0 record at number 2 singles, with each victory coming in straight sets, and also joined with senior Sam Miles for a 5-1 record in the top doubles position. The DPU Tigers reeled off 4 straight wins last week in Hilton Head, South Carolina, against Carleton 7-2, Oberlin 8-1, number 23 Wisconsin Whitewater 7-2, and Colby 6-3. The Tigers then defeated North Carolina Wesleyan 5-0 and fell to number 9 Kenyon 5-3 at the Emory Invitational in Atlanta, Georgia over the weekend. In women's tennis, Kenyon sophomore Taylor Diffley collected the weekly honor after posting a pair of wins in the ladies' 7-2 NCAC East Division win over Allegheny on March 29th. Diffley, who hails from Hampton Bays, New York, paired with freshman Jenna Murray for an 8-3 win at number 1 doubles, before topping Allegheny's Sun Moo Koo by a 6-2, 6-2 margin at number 1 singles. NCAC tennis action resumes in the week ahead, led by 2 NCAC divisional matches on the men's side and numerous women's teams traveling to Gambier, Ohio over the weekend for the annual GLCA Championships. And now let's step back out onto the field and unveil the weekly award winners for men's and women's lacrosse. The men's award went to Kenyon freshman Alex Lopez, who authored a pair of clutch performances for the Lords last week to help them secure a pair of 1-goal victories. Lopez, a resident of Portola Valley, California, and a graduate of Woodside High School, tallied a game-high 4 goals in KC's 10-9 overtime win over Otterbein on Wednesday. He then scored the game winner with 3:01 showing on the fourth quarter clock in the Lords' 6-5 league win over Oberlin on Saturday. In the 2 games combined, Lopez scored 6 goals on 14 shots and also picked up 1 ground ball. NCAC men's lacrosse teams will return to action this week with 4 league games on the schedule, highlighted by Ohio Wesleyan hosting Kenyon in Delaware on Saturday. And the weekly award in women's lacrosse went to Oberlin sophomore Susanna Doak, who played a pivotal role in leading the Yeowomen to their first victory over Kenyon since the 2002 season. Doak, who resides in Portland, Oregon, fired in a career-high 4 goals in the 14-6 win, which included the eventual game winner early in the second half. In addition to her 4 goals, Doak also added 1 assist, 4 ground balls, and 3 draw controls in the league win. And following the first week of NCAC women's lacrosse action, Allegheny, DePaul, Oberlin, and Wittenberg sit atop the league standings with 1-0 records, while Worcester is set to open its conference slate tonight, April the 1st, at home against Allegheny. And we'll now take a quick jaunt over to the links and celebrate the accomplishments of Kenyon senior Alex Blickel, who collected the NCAC Men's Golfer of the Week award. Blickel, a native of Wernersville, Pennsylvania, and a graduate of Lancaster Country Day High School, battled severe weather conditions over the weekend, but still managed to finish second in the individual standings at the Muskingum Invitational, with a 2-day total of 146, which included an opening round 70. The Lords tied for second in the team standings at the event with host Muskingum, as both teams accumulated 623 strokes. Otterbein won the team title with a 36-hole score of 587. In addition to Kenyon, the nation's top-ranked men's team, Wittenberg, also won its 3rd tournament of the 2013-14 season last week, as the Tigers topped the field at the Huntington College Wind Lakes Invitational in Montgomery, Alabama, with a 2-day total of 592. NCAC women's golf squads were idle last week after the Capital Swing for the Cure event was canceled due to inclement weather in Ohio. League golf teams will return to the links this weekend, led by Ohio Wesleyan hosting its annual Strimmer Memorial at Oak Haven Golf Club for men's teams, and Worcester hosting its annual Spring Invitational for women's teams at Worcester Country Club. And finally, we'll close out this week's show by recognizing the 6 NCAC Athlete Award winners on the outdoor track and field circuit. The first men's award for distance and middle distance events went to Allegheny sophomore Ben Plore, who helped lead the Gators to a second-place finish at the Carnegie Mellon Mini Invite by breaking the tape in the 800-meter run with a time of 1:53.77. Plore, a native of Penobscot, Maine, leads all NCAC runners in the event this spring with his clocking, and also ranks 4th among runners across the entire Division III. The men's award for sprint and hurdle events was distributed to Wabash Jr. Joel Whittington, who was victorious in the 400-meter hurdles at the Vanderbilt Black and Gold Open in Nashville, Tennessee. Whittington, a Terre Haute, Indiana native, posted a winning time of 54:04, which is the NCAC's top time in the event this spring and also ranks 4th among Division III runners. And the final men's award for field events went to Allegheny Jr. Mike Petro, who broke a 7-year-old school record in the hammer throw at the CMU Mini Invite. Petro, a native of Bolivar, Pennsylvania, tallied a winning toss of 179 feet, 2 inches, to break both the school and meet record in the event. In women's action, the award for distance and middle distance events went to Ohio Wesleyan sophomore Abby Worth. She finished second in the 3,000-meter steeplechase with a time of 11:34.54 to lead the Battling Bishops at Marietta's non-scoring Don Frail Invitational on Saturday. The women's award for sprint and hurdle events was given to Denison sophomore Kiki Ewer, who shined for the Big Red at the CMU Mini Invite. Ewer, a resident of Scarsdale, New York, ran a leg on the winning 4x100-meter relay that broke the tape in a meet record time of 50.04 seconds. She also topped the field in the 100-meter dash with a personal best time of 13.08 seconds. And the final women's award for field events went to Allegheny Jr. Lexi Mocon, who broke her own meet record in the hammer throw to help guide the Gators to a second-place finish at the CMU Mini Invite. Mocon, a native of Walworth, New York, and a graduate of Granada High School, finished first in the hammer throw at CMU with her personal best toss of 154 feet even. NCAC track and field action picks back up this weekend with 4 league schools hosting events on Saturday, including DePaul, Oberlin, Ohio Wesleyan, and Wittenberg. And fans, as always, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can log on to our website at www.northcoast.org. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC, as well as like us on Facebook. And for the entire conference staff, I'm Brett Billhart, and thanks for watching.